Mic check, 1, 2, 3. It's a wintry and blustery Sunday here in Finland as we welcome you inside the Ford Performance Center in Etobicoke, Ontario for another presentation of Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey here on the Dolphins broadcast channel. As we say good afternoon, everyone, the voice of the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins, Thomas Mercier. Glad to be back with you for the final half of the final home doubleheader weekend of the 2025 portion of the season as the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins take on the Southwest Wildcats of Windsor here to close out the month of November. Etobicoke coming off that big 6-1 win yesterday and are looking to keep on that roll. They look to remain undefeated at home, picking up a much-needed win against a Oakville Hornets team that hung around for about 45 minutes of the game until Grace Van Volsen's goal in the third period blew things open, and from there, it was cruise control for the Dolphins. They look for their 23rd win of the season here today. They are 22-0-1-0 on the season, remaining undefeated here at home and looking to keep it that way here this afternoon. They go up against a Windsor Southwest Wildcat squad that has been struggling this season. 3-17-1-0 on the year, 24 goals for, and 85 allowed on the season for a -61 goal differential. The Wildcats are looking to turn momentum on their side here to close out the month of November and looking to do it in emphatic fashion, looking for arguably the upset of the season. But the Etobicoke Dolphins have the best offense and defense in the OWHA, and I'm not just saying that. The stats speak for itself. 141 goals for, only 23 allowed for plus 118 goal differential. That is league best across the province. So they are the heavy favorites heading into the December months as we are getting closer and closer to the official halfway point of the regular season. And the Dolphins will be without the four players, much similar to yesterday. Mia Venucio, Maddie Libera, Adriana Milani, and Rachel Piggott out of the lineup again for the Dolphins. So coming in today, playing on defense, Laura Rizzo will be wearing number 44 today, her fifth game as an AP for the Junior Dolphins. And Bronwyn Kathnes will draw in for her fourth game as a Dolphin. She has 1 goal and 1 assist for 2 points, plus 4 penalty minutes, while Rizzo has 2 assists in her 4 games with the Junior Dolphins. A good showing on hand for the Dolphins as members of the Etobicoke Dolphins hockey program on hand to cheer on the Junior Dolphins here on Sunday afternoon. As I mentioned yesterday, the Dolphins are going to be busy on the road. Their next 5 games will be on the road, including a 3-3 in Cornwall, Nepean, and Canada. That will be in the latter half of that road trip. Their next home game will be their final game of 2025. They will host the Blue Water Hawks back here Sunday, December the 21st. We'll step out for player introductions and national anthems when we come back. Your starting goalies and first period puck drop. It's the Wildcats and the Dolphins on a Sunday afternoon. It's the final home doubleheader weekend of the season of the 2025 portion of the season. We'll talk to you on the other side of the national anthem.
Welcome everyone to today's OWHL Under-22 Elite Division game between your Etobicoke Junior Dolphins and today's opponent, the Windsor Southwest Wildcats. Our game officials are referees Kathleen McCarthy and Ashley Dix. On the lines we have Sydney Jacobs and Morgan Louise. Today's starting lineup for Southwest. At court, number 11, Tristan LaRocque. At court, number 15, Taylor Wilkins. At court, number 86, Emma Holmes. Defense number 39, Megan G. And defense number 74, Peyton Burnett. And in goal number 27, Shannon Henshaw. And the rest of the Southwest Wildcats. Coach Kayla Lewinsky. The starting lineup for your Junior Dolphins. At court number 10, Sophia Ishmael. At court number 14, Grace Van Volsen. At court number 93, Maddie McCullough. On defense number 18, Fiona Waddick. On defense number 34, Megan you're able, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem in the books, which means we're ready to roll on a wintry Sunday in the heart of Finland. The Dolphins and the Windsor Southwest Wildcats to close out the month of November as Etobicoke looks to remain undefeated at home, looking for their 23rd win of the season. Today's starting goaltenders in net today for the visiting Southwest Wildcats. It'll be the Windsor native Shannon Henshaw, 0-9 on the season, still looking for her first win of the year. A 5.05 goals against average and a save percentage of .891. And at the other end for your Etobicoke Dolphins, it is the Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario native Maya St. Pierre, a commit to St. Thomas University. 10-0-1 on the year with 2 shutouts, playing in her 12th game of the season. The Wildcats on the back end will start with Peyton Burnett and Megan Jean up front, Tristan LaRock, Taylor Wilkins, and Emma Holm. As for the Dolphins, on the back end, they start with Fiona Waddick and Megan Mossy, who looked fantastic yesterday, Ishmael Van Volsen, and Maddie McCullough, 1 point away from 50 on the season, gets the start up front, and we are underway from Etobicoke, and we are already going to have our first penalty of the game just 15 seconds in as the Dolphin was taken down behind the net. Meanwhile, here comes Ishmael the other way. Centering pass in front, Van Volsen trying to get the scoring started, but that was broken up at the last minute. On the delayed penalty, Haley Box walking just shy of the blue line, arms still up in the air on this delayed call. Mossy had it, almost lost it, gets it right back to the left side. McCullough, who again 1 point away from 50 on the season. She had 3 points initially yesterday, but one of them was taken away after the review of the tape, so she's at 49 points, and a tripping call upcoming against the Southwest Wildcats. So Etobicoke will head to its first power play of the afternoon. 24 power play goals on the year for Etobicoke, and leading the way is Megan Mossy with 5 power play goals. She is second in the league for power play markers, and she had an amazing wrister goal yesterday against the Oakville Hornets, which has been watched by many across the province. Centering pass in front, Ishmael around the back of the net. She actually trips over the net but stays with the play. Mossy for Ishmael again. Back to Fiona Waddick, who scored in yesterday's 6-1 win over Oakville. They were tied 1-1 heading into the second period, and then Etobicoke over the course of the second and third period would score the next 5 to solidify the 6-1 win as the puck is sent down the ice by the Southwest Wildcats penalty kill unit. Already a minute 15 left in this current power play. As bringing it up, Renee Bishop cycling into the zone with 13 goals on the season. Bishop walks to the top of the slot, drops it to the right side, return to the line for Box for Devin Lang. Lang for Box again, walking in, firing. That one went off the leg of Megan Gretchen, just went wide. Halfway through the power play now for Etobicoke, played behind the net for Renee Bishop. Good pass to the line by Rachel Bishop to find Lang. Across Box, getting it down low, looking for Renee Bishop. She's tied up in the corner here by Megan Gretsch. Only one player out of the lineup today for the Southwest Wildcats, and that is forward Olivia Heimers. Devin Lang with 30 seconds left in the power play. Across for Rachel Bishop, who tries to shoot it, but she fanned on her try and comes back to the line. Box will not be there in time to keep it alive, so the play will force Etobicoke to come back up, but they come right back in. Box driving the net, but lost it on the backhand at the last second. Back to the line, held in by Megan Mossy. Mossy throwing it in front, almost deflecting it on home. There was Rushblue, who opened the scoring yesterday. Early in the first period, unable to tip it home with 5 seconds left in the power play now. Etobicoke will dump it in, and they will be 0 for 1 on the power play to start things off. Good penalty kill from the Wildcats, avoiding danger early. Played to the blue line. Waddick not there in time to hold it in. She'll throw it across to Mossy. Mossy able to fire it in, but looking to give chase is Sophie Lemieux. Lemieux will wrap it around the boards, but cut off by Fiona Waddick. She plays it back down around the back of the net. Already inside 3 minutes gone in the first period. Cindy Bonus looking out in front, trying to set it up there for Vicari, who stepped on the puck. Now a tie up for it. Megan Jean and Tristan LaRocque in the mix of things. Vicari throws it back to the line. Nice pass thrown across now by Waddick for Mossy. She looks to let it fly. Nice block there by Wilkins, standing in front of the shot. Taylor Wilkins, product of Cambridge, Ontario, with 1 goal on the season for her so far. Now 3.5 minutes gone in the first period. Wildcats looking to get it out of the zone and get their first offensive chance going. The Wildcats in their road whites with red shoulders, as Mossy meanwhile drives in and gets a shot on goal. Good save by Henshaw. She will cover and hold on. And Etobicoke in their signature blue with white shoulders and alternating white stripes. A special welcome to all those tuning in from across the province or wherever else you're watching from. Glad to be here with you. Thomas Mercier, the voice of your Dolphins. Rachel Bishop with another shot just at the top of the slot, and Henshaw will make another save and hold on. My final broadcast of 2025. I will be back in February, though. Will feel weird being gone for about 2 months, but Etobicoke going to be very busy in the next 5 games, all 5 games on the road, as they will head up to the Toronto Arrows Hockey Academy, Nepean, East Ottawa, and Waterloo during that stretch of 5 games. Now 4 minutes gone in the first period, waiting our first goal of the afternoon. Again, a good crowd on hand here at the Fort Performance Center, as members from the Dolphins girls hockey program on hand. Across the line, taking a shot there was the call-up Laura Rizzo, playing her 5th game as an AP for the Etobicoke Dolphins, but her shot deflected off a stick and out of play. Laura Rizzo wearing number 44 this afternoon for the Dolphins, while Bronwyn Cathnes wearing number 57 today. Face off to the right of Henshaw. Etobicoke able to hold it in. Box now being pushed off the puck momentarily by Cassidy Cooper. Comes to the line. Waddick quickly for the aforementioned Bronwyn Cathnes, who has a goal and an assist in 3 games heading into today's action. Box walking into the slot. Fires. Nice glove save by Henshaw, and she will hold on to that one. Haley Box creating some room. Got off a pretty strong shot, but Henshaw calm, cool, and collected, getting the glove on it and holding on. Of the Wildcats program, only 1 player is heading to post-secondary play, and that is the defender Cassidy Cooper, a product of Little Britain, Ontario, is heading to Nipissing of the Ontario University Athletics. Of course, Nipissing University, based out of North Bay, Ontario. Just about an hour and 10 minutes from my home in Sudbury. Here's Renee Bishop with a shot, and she rings the iron. Bishop trying to fire that one far side and just ringing the iron. The Dolphins were robbed of multiple goals yesterday. They hit 2 crossbars a post and had an open net to shoot at, but hit a defender's skate in what was a rough going first 45, and then after Van Volsen scored, the game really started to blow open. Here are the Dolphins on a 2-on-1 now. Rushblue with Vicari. Rushblue rushes in, shoots, and Henshaw got a piece of that. Vicari was maybe expecting the pass or maybe to pot home a rebound, but Henshaw able to turn it away. Dolphins right back on it. Nice stick work here from Bonus. Will fire a backhand on. Easy stop there for Henshaw at the top of the blue. She will hold on with 14-14 remaining in period number 1. Still scoreless between the Cats and the Finns on a Sunday afternoon. Face-off coming up to the right of Henshaw, who again looking for her first win of the year. All 2 of the 3 wins belonging to Paige Oliver, who is the backup this afternoon. Here's a cross-line pass. Mossy looking to let it fly through traffic. Was deflected by Rushler in front. But a great job by Henshaw to grab that one and hold on. Face-off coming up to the left of the netminder, Henshaw. It is won by the Dolphins. There's a shot that's blocked as the Dolphins trying to get set back up, but now it's picked up by Sophie Lemieux. Trying to take it around the back of the net, was unsuccessful. A battle for the puck here as it'll go around the back of the net, and it's going to be picked up as trying to get it out. That looks like it was Megan Gretsch, I believe. Yes, it was. Now she'll get a second try, and she will manage to get it out. Busy Sunday in the OWHA U22 division. We'll check on scores as we go along. Can already tell you, Nepean blowing out Stony Creek so far today. 4-0 Wildcats last time we've checked. As we're going to get a stoppage here as the puck was tied up. The Wildcats have been no joke this year. They have bounced back after a somewhat 50-50 season, a lot of people would say, last year. And the Wildcats are hot on the Dolphins trail for first place in Ontario. But the Dolphins remain the only team undefeated in regulation this season. Only one overtime loss in their 23 games this year. This has been the most dangerous Dolphins team we have seen in quite some time. Some would even say more dangerous than last year's team, as Etobicoke looking to repeat as provincial champions again this year. They won the Stony Creek Showcase for the first time in 2 years, and they're looking for the clean sweep. At the line, Haley Box with some good puck control. Now played to Ishmael, who has to fight off Alexis Slota. Now Devin Lang just shy of the faceoff circle. Takes a shot, deflected in front. The rebound was there for Box, but she couldn't tap it in. Now she's got her own rebound. Box working around high slot. Save made there, and a bit of a tough recollect for Henshaw to make, and gets a lucky break as the net becoming dislodged. The Dolphins pressing on Henshaw early and often, but the Windsor-born netminder not bending nor breaking yet, as the Dolphins continuing to pour it on. Face off to the left of the aforementioned Henshaw. It is won by Etobicoke. Haley Box. Tie up just out of our viewing area. As it's down in the corner, they continue to try and battle for it. Getting into the action, Bronwyn Cathnis. Who's again wearing number 57 today. Throw back to the line, Megan Mossy, who had that wicked wrister yesterday that would even make Alphaba jealous. Played behind the net, is unable to pick it up as Cassidy Cooper. Back to the line. Cross-ice pass by Waddick, finds Mossy. She'll let it fly, almost tipped in front there. Look out, off a bounce. Almost went off of Cassidy Cooper. And behind Henshaw. Back to the line, Waddick. For Renee Bishop, driving along the line. Now for Mossy, right side. Back into the corner it will go. 11:40 to go. Here's Cathnis with a shot. Save made, rebound try for Cathnis. She fired that one just wide of the corner. Collected now by Waddick, who drives down low. Waddick trying to evade Cassidy Cooper, but she's stripped off the puck, and the Wildcats will be able to get it out. That one went off of the leg of Annalise Layton. Comes to the right side now as Renee Bishop drives in on the right wing, trying to fire towards the net, but was blocked by traffic in front. Rushler walking the line, pass to the right-hand side. Waddick just able to keep it alive. Bonus will not be able to hold on to the puck, and Etobicoke going to have to retreat back to center. As it comes back into the Etobicoke zone again, now to the right side for Vicari. The Stonehill College commit, along with Fiona Waddick, played back into the Etobicoke defensive zone now as Rachel Bishop having to get on her horse because hunting her down is Taylor Wilkins. Now here's Tristan Larocque on a turnover. Larocque able to play it around the back of the net. Rachel Bishop in a battle here with Ella Warren. Now here's a nice pass to the top of the circle. Taking the shot at Lemieux, but she fired that one just wide. 10.5 to go in the first period. Comes back to center as retreating back here is Megan Gretsch. Now for Lemieux. Lemieux gains the red line and dumps it in on goal. St. Pierre will easily turn that one away. To the left side, out of the reach of McCullough, who again, 1 point away from 50 on the season. She initially had 3 points yesterday, but they did take a point off of her performance yesterday, so she's currently sitting at 49. Ishmael back to the line, Waddick. Ishmael again, the Penn State commit driving through the middle, fights off the slight hook there by Lemieux, but now the Wildcats will move it out. Here's Kylie Couture dumping it in the other way. We'll talk a little bit more about Maddie McCullough in our next stoppage, but right now the Wildcats are in the O-zone. Here's Slota on the top of the circle, drops it to the line as Jean tried to get it back into the corner, but it's an ill-advised pass, and Ishmael will turn it the other way. Beautiful inside-out move by Ishmael. Throws back into the corner, pass in front. Here's McCullough. Henshaw with a save. The rebound squirts through. It was loose on the right side, but the Dolphins can't tap it in. We were just talking about McCullough a minute ago. She almost had point number 50 there as Mossy will drive it from the line, and Henshaw will elect to cover and hold on with 9:16 to go in the first. Still scoreless between the Wildcats and the Dolphins on a Sunday afternoon. Maddie McCullough leads the league in almost every major category. First in goals with 23, first in assists with 26, and first in points with the aforementioned 49 she has. Here's a shot, they score! Megan Mossy again has goals in back-to-back home games, and the Dolphins are off and running. It's 1-0 Etobicoke. Her 16th goal of the season. Megan Mossy picked it up on the right-hand side and just threw towards the net. It found its way through, and the Dolphins have once again opened the scoring in the first period with 9:09 to go. And a huge goal there for the Dolphins. Vakari and Haley Box picking up the assists. It's falling down here along the boards is Renee Bishop, who has to get back up, sent back into the Etobicoke zone. As Megan Mossy collects her 16th goal of the season. Vakari and Box get the assist at 10:51 to make it a 1-0 Dolphins lead. Here comes Etobicoke again as Vakari tried to bring it in, but Lemieux picked it off momentarily. Lemieux looking back up ice, able to drop it off for LaRock to the left side. Bringing it in was Emma Holm, but her team was offside before she can get across. Emma Holm and Tristan LaRock tied for the team leading goals. They both have 4 goals on the season. 2 of those 4 goals for Emma Holm have come on the power play. But the leading points getter is Tristan LaRock with 4 goals and 4 assists for 8 points on the season. Pardon me, actually Taylor Wilkins with the lead. I just checked my stat sheet, my apologies. 1 goal and 8 assists for Wilkins coming into this game. Speaking of which, here she is with the puck now, plays it in front of the Dolphins bench. Rachel Bishop back to get it. Now right down Main Street for Bonus off a nice pass from Devin Lang. Brought in by Vakari. Plays it down low for Bonus. Bonus back in front. Vakari wide open, fires, but got a little bit too much under it as she fired it over the net. Rachel Bishop poked off the puck. Good defensive play made there by Kylie Couture. To the right-hand side now, picked up by Vakari. She'll play it ahead for Bonus, who walks in. Cross-ice pass. Here's Rushler, and a great stop made by Shannon Henshaw. Her best of the afternoon so far. Mossy back to the center circle for Waddick as the Wildcats in the midst of a change. Might be ill-advised. Bonus opens some room and fires. Save made by Henshaw. Picked up now by Peyton Burnett. Or Burnett, excuse me. Now fired back to center, picked up by Waddick. Her pass was redirected momentarily by Couture, but brought in by Grace Van Volsen, who scored yesterday in the Dolphins' 6-1 win over Oakville. McCullough to the line, Ishmael. Across now, Waddick. Left side, Mossy got a piece of it, but was broken up by Addison Bridgewater. Around the corner, Peyton Burnett. Able to rim it around, trying to get some help from Jean, but the Wildcats can't hold on to it cleanly, so it goes back into the corner. As McCullough tied it up for a second. Ishmael in front for Van Volsen, who shoots, and that one was blocked on its way by Burnett, and Henshaw covering it, needing a whistle for her Wildcats. .637 left to go in period 1. Dolphins up 1-0 on Megan Mossy's 16th goal of the season. 5 of which have come on the power play, which is second best amongst players in the Ontario Women's Hockey Association U22 division. Fiona Waddick back to get it. She picks it up in the corner, being hunted down now by Emma Holm. Time for the team leading goals with 4, along with Tristan Larocque, as I mentioned earlier. Here's McCullough looking for point number 50 on the season and looking to become the first player in the league to hit 50 on the year, but her shot redirects up into the mesh and out of play. Face-off will come to the right of Henshaw. 6:09 to go in the period now. And on the tie-up, it's pulled out by Haley Box. Now here's Bronwyn Kathnis. Picked up now by Box at center. One move too many. Turned it over and brought up the other way by Couture. Couture trying to throw it on goal, but a soft backhand. Bounces dangerously to the right side. And the official losing side of the puck is St. Pierre had a hard time collecting the loose biscuit, and she will get a whistle with 5:51 to go in the period. As the Dolphins remain up top 1-0. It was a tight game with Oakville yesterday, as a lot of people were taken aback to how close of a game it was, and that was all because of Audrey Cabaday, who was my pick for star of the game for the Hornets. Undoubtedly, without her, the game could have really gotten out of hand. But not for a lack of effort. Oakville had some great offensive chances in that game. Here's Haley Box on the right side, now bringing it in. Box, right wing, goes into the corner. Pass out in front, nobody there to get it. Comes back to the line. Lang just able to hold it in. Lang gets around the defender, taking the shot. Henshaw with the blocker stop. Lang into the corner for Kathnis. Box with a quick pass back to the line for Lang. Lang for Haley Box. Box walking the line, across the line for Waddick. Looking to throw it on goal, was deflected by Renee Bishop and just went wide. Wildcats in the final 5 minutes of the opening period, needing to get it out, but cannot. It's kept in by Fiona Waddick. Now they will finally be able to get it out and change up this current line. Delayed icing on Windsor is waved out, as it'll be picked back up by Devin Lang. Lang from behind the goal, looking up ice to the right side. Nice take-to-take pass for Vicari, but couldn't quite corral it. Dolphins are 2-on-2 across the line. Bonus taking a shot. That one is blocked. Trying to whack it out of the zone there was Leah Giroux. Couldn't do so. Waddick now with a chance. Top of the circle. Continuing to hold on to it in front for Bonus. Soft backhand pass. Trying to set it up for Rushell. She couldn't tee it up. Comes dangerously in front. Henshaw gets some support cast help in front. And the Wildcats will be able to move it out. Plate to center as Bridgewater overskated the puck. Now she's able to poke it forward. Windsor has not had a lot of time to get set up because Etobicoke has either stripped the puck or just kept it in the O-zone. Here's Bonus from the slot, taking a shot, was deflected by Rushmore and just trickled wide. So the right-hand side now as Bonus beaten off the puck, and now it's going to be brought back the other way by Alexis Slota. Dumping it on goal. St. Pierre hesitating, will elect to cover. And that'll bring a stop with 3:43 to go in the period. Still 1-0 Etobicoke. Courtesy of Megan Mossy, scoring her 16th goal of the season. 6 in assists and 4th in points coming into today's contest. Again, 4 of the top 5 women in the U22 division are Etobicoke Dolphins. McCullough, Ishmael, Mossy, and Haley Box at the number 5 spot. Here's McCullough driving the net on a partial break. She's denied by Shannon Henshaw. McCullough still looking for point number 50, looking to be the first player to hit 50 on the season. Ishmael wheeling around. Great move, Ishmael, to the side of the net, and there it is! Maddie McCullough becomes the first player to hit 50 points on the season, and it's 2-0 Dolphins. A new single-season career high for Maddie McCullough, her first ever 50-point season in the U22 division. And I'm sure they're going to save the puck for her first 50-point season and her 24th goal of the year. Sophia Ishmael and Megan Mossy pick up the assist at 16:43, and the Dolphins go up by a pair as Maddie McCullough has hit point number 50 on the season. Congratulations to her, setting a new single season high in points and has her 24th goal of the season. What a beast she has been this year for the Dolphins. The pride of Newmarket, Ontario, a University of Minnesota commit. And you got to imagine the Golden Gophers are frothing at the mouth watching the amazing production of players like Maddie McCullough. Here's a pass in front. Ishmael driving through on the pass by McCullough as she was looking to return the favor to Ishmael. Ishmael picked up the primary assist as she threw the cross-ice backdoor pass for McCullough, who tapped it in quite handedly. And then McCullough tried to return the favor just moments ago. Renee Bishop holding the line down to the right-hand side. Box with a pass in front. Rachel Bishop had it for a moment. Now picked up by Kathnes. Kathnes to the line. Renee Bishop. Beautiful toe drag move. Trying to take a shot, but it's blocked by Bridgewater. Inside 2 minutes to go now in the period. Renee Bishop again creating some space. Driving the net hard. Cross ice! And they score! Off the inside of the net and bounced out quickly. I thought it hit the post, but Haley Box makes it 3-0 as she gets her 19th goal of the season, and the Dolphins are starting to open it up early. #19th of the year for the Cheyenne, Wyoming native Haley Box, who's heading to the University of Wisconsin, and she was third in goals coming into today's contest, as we're going to have a penalty here against Bronwyn Kathnes as she throws body contact in front of the Wildcats bench, and Etobicoke is going to head to their first penalty kill of the afternoon as Bronwyn Kathnes is going to be sent off on the body contact penalty, and here comes the first power play for Windsor to get into this game. Only 6 power play goals this year for Windsor, while Etobicoke has 3 shorthanded goals this year belonging to Sophia Ishmael, Adriana Milani, and Maddie McCullough. Bronwyn Kathnes, who just picked up a penalty, also got the secondary assist on the Haley Box goal. Here's Box again, who scores again! Haley Box has her second straight goal, and it's her first shorthanded. Haley Box at 18-11, and now Haley Box again, this time at 18:39. 2 goals in 28 seconds for Haley Box. And she has her 20th goal of the season, her first shorthanded. Here's Bishop with a nice move, with a couple of windmill moves, but fired it wide of the net. Van Volsen and Bronwyn Kathnes picking up the assist, by the way, on the first Haley Box goal, but now we'll have to wait and see who gets the assist on the second box marker, as we're now in the final minute of period 1. Layton throws it across to the right side as it'll be brought in by Peyton Burnett. So it sounds like Renee Bishop will get the lone assist on the shorthanded marker for Haley Box, her second consecutive goal. 2 goals in 28 seconds for the Cheyenne, Wyoming native. And is now 1 away from, I believe, her second hat trick of the season. Windsor Southwest with 44 seconds left on the power play. This power play will carry over to the second period unless they are to score late in this frame. Played out of the zone again by Etobicoke now with 15 seconds left on the clock. 10 seconds to go as Gretsch will bring it around the back of the net. One last chance for Southwest. They bring it through. Gretsch trying to split the defenders, but she stripped off the puck. McCullough will curl it back, and that'll do it for a decisive first period. A much different first period than we saw yesterday against Oakville, as the Dolphins tack on 4 goals in the opening period. They missed on 1 power play opportunity, but it does not matter. Mossy, McCullough, and Box with a pair here in the first period, and the Dolphins in full control after 20 minutes. 19 seconds of power play time will carry over to the second period as the Dolphins in cruise control, up 4-0 after the opening 20 minutes here at the Ford Performance Center. We'll step out for a break. When we come back, we'll go over your scoring summary and get you caught up with what's happening around the rest of the OWHA U22 Elite Division. 4-0 Dolphins after the opening 20 minutes over Windsor Southwest. We'll be back with the second period in just a few minutes. You're watching Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. Second period is coming up in less than 10 minutes. Back here at the Ford Performance Center in Etobicoke, Thomas Mercy welcoming you back to the Dolphins broadcast channel as we're just moments away from second period between Windsor Southwest and Etobicoke. The Dolphins taking it to the Wildcats in the first period, 4-0 lead in favor of your junior Dolphins after the first period of play. Going over the scoring summary from that first period. First at 10:51, Megan Mossy, her 16th goal of the season. Assist going to Spencer Vicari and Haley Box. Then at 16:43, Maddie McCullough with her 24th goal of the season. Assist to Sophia Ishmael and Megan Mossy. And with the goal, Madeline McCullough officially becomes the first player in the U22 Elite Division to hit 50 points on the season, and is also a new single-season career high for her. So congratulations on that huge milestone for Maddie McCullough. Then at 18:11, Haley Box, her 19th of the season from Van Volsen, and a Bronwyn Katniss would make it 3-0, but Box was not done there. She would score 28 seconds later, scoring her first shorthanded goal of the season. As the lone assist on that one went to Renee Bishop. So the Dolphins currently on cruise control seemingly the rest of the way, just looking for a full-out defensive effort the rest of the way out, as they are in a good place going into the second period of play. And you got to give your tip of the cap, though, to Shannon Henshaw. Even though she was hemmed in throughout the majority of that period, she made some pretty important saves, which, had she not have, the deficit certainly could have been much larger after that period. So we'll see what happens here in the second period. We'll see if we see a Southwest bounce back, or if Etobicoke it's just going to truly stay on cruise control the rest of the way. Puck is down. Second period is underway from the FPC as the Dolphins up 4-0, starting this period shorthanded, as Bronwyn Katniss still in the box serving her tripping minor. Has 5 seconds left, so Windsor is officially 0 for 1 on the power play. Sent down the ice by Windsor, but being out the icing call there is going to be Emma Holman, plays it net front. But Etobicoke will clear it away. So both teams officially 0 for 1 on the power play to start things out, but it's a 4-0 lead for Etobicoke, as Haley Box scoring shorthanded on that penalty kill for the Dolphins' 4th shorthanded goal of the year, and it's Box's first in the OWHA shorthanded. Grace Van Volsen getting around Alexis Sloda, plays it around the corner. Now picked up by the aforementioned Sloda, bouncing off of a skate, almost came net front. But the Wildcats will try to move it out here. Pass to the right side, just off the stick of Kylie Couture, but it was before the red line, so that's going to be icing against the Wildcats with 18:52 to go in period number 2. Checking on the Nepean Stony Creek game, 5-1 Wildcats over the Stony Creek Sabres down in Nepean. And again, Nepean Wildcats, funny enough, was almost a year to the date. They were here last year against the Dolphins. Down behind the net, Rachel Bishop able to find Devin Lang. Lang, saucer pass right on the money for McCullough. What a pass. McCullough now having to get around Sophie Lemieux, however, and a good defensive play there from Lemieux to shut it down. Lemieux just able to get it out the blue line, but here comes the ever-dangerous Sophia Ishmael into the zone. She comes. Beautiful move by Ishmael, but Henshaw with a much-needed stop. Man, Ishmael with just such silky hands, dancing her way into the O-zone and nearly scored a highlight reel goal. But Henshaw said, nuh-uh, not today. And now right off the face-off, a quick shot there by the Dolphins that was turned aside by the left pad of Henshaw. Sophia Ishmael red hot this season. After yesterday's game, she is now second in assists and points with 26 and 41, respectively. She set a career high last year with 59 points. She is well on her way to exceed that point total. She's got well over 100 career points in the U22 Elite Division. And there's a reason why Penn State signed her up, setting highs in power play goals, tying a high in shorthanded goals. And she has 2 game winners this year. And here come the Wildcats across the line as Warren with a forward pass intended for LaRock, but LaRock a little bit too quick across the line. That is offside. And again, going back to Maddie McCullough, her first ever 50-point season is a new career high. Last year, she put up 48 as a member of the Durham West Lightning with 28 goals and 20 assists in 41 games, but she has well surpassed that here today. Now driving in, a chance here for the Dolphins as a shot from the side of the net by the captain, Vicari. It's turned aside by Henshaw. Play back to center as the Dolphins will reset. Here goes Skylar Rushler, who rushes in. Throws it around on the backhand as the Dolphins trying to get set up on the O-zone opportunity once more. Fired in by Spencer Vicari. Picked off by Burnett. Burnett centering pass, nobody home, and Waddick will easily collect that one. Quickly throwing it across as Lang gets it right up the middle for bonus, but it was intercepted and sent back down the ice by Wilkins on a good play. Devin Lang from behind the goal, up now for Rushworth with a little bit of room to work with, but she will gain the red line and dump it in as Kylie Couture was hot on her trail. And Rushworth will head off to complete a full-on line change here for the Dolphins as all 5 changing up quickly. Now forcing a turnover behind the net is Ishmael. She's trying to control it in front. Van Volsen shoots, and Henshaw just got a toe on it. Around the end wall again, it's McCullough. Around the wall, trying to find Ishmael, but it was just out of her reach, and the Dolphins will be forced to come back into their zone. Behind the net, Rachel Bishop now for Laura Rizzo. First time calling her name this afternoon. 2 assists in 4 games as an AP for the U22 program. There's a centering pass as Van Volsen trying to drive down Main Street. Played back to Ishmael just shy of the faceoff circle. Oh, another beautiful move from Ishmael. Backhand pass going off the leg of Addison Bridgewater. Now out of the corner, the Wildcats looking to move it up. It might have a 3-on-2, but they got to move it quickly. They'll come across the line, just dragging the foot across the line. It's Bridgewater, look out, St. Pierre, misplaying the puck. As that one hopped right out of her glove, I think she intended to play it, but there were multiple white sweaters standing in front of her. A lucky break there for the Sault Ste. Marie-born netminder. Centering pass comes just shy of the blue line. Haley Box is on hat-trick watch now, looking for her second hat-trick of the season. Tried to go 5-hole and just missed on Henshaw. Here's Box again. Box trying to take a shot. That one blocked as well. Rebound collected by Bronwyn Cathnis. She'll go into the corner as the Dolphins again trying to get set up offensively and do more damage. Haley Box scored a hat-trick earlier this year against the Ontario Hockey Academy, her first and only hat-trick of the season. As the Dolphins driving the net again, Henshaw with a good stop as Renee Bishop picks up the rebound to the line. Mossy, will she let it fly? Yes, she does it! She scores! Megan Mossy has done it again! Can you say deja vu? Megan Mossy lets it fly again, and I think they're going to have to replace the net. My goodness, what a shot from Megan Mossy for her second of the day. I said it yesterday against Oakville. If you give her that much room, she is going to put a hole into the back of the net, and she did just that. Icing call here against Windsor Southwest. I am still in awe of Megan Mossy. In back-to-back games, has rifled one top corner. It is scary how good she is. Unbelievable. Her second of the day and her third point of the afternoon. She has been an absolute beast. Here's Renee Bishop behind the net. Bishop able to evade the defender. Back to the line. Might need a little help from her sister Rachel here as she's being outnumbered, but she keeps the play going. Round the boards. Haley Box Was trying to dump it in, and now here come the Wildcats potentially the other way. Emma Holm trying to chase down the puck, but Devin Lang beats her 2 at first. Here goes Renee Bishop across the blue line. Bonus trying to help her out. Now right side, Cassidy Cooper fires it in. Bronwyn Cathnas, by the way, with her first multi-point game in the U22 division. Look out! Off a couple of wild bounces. Oh my goodness, St. Pierre had to be sharp there. As I think the Dolphins were trying to play it up, and it went off the side of the net, off a couple of skates, and then St. Pierre thankfully tracking the puck and was able to cover it. Man, oh man, that was close. Maybe that's the momentum shift Windsor needs as Lemieux takes a shot right off the faceoff, and it's blocked. Another try, deflected in front, save made by St. Pierre. The rebound scooped up by the Wildcats. Play back to the line. Lemieux takes a shot, nice block by Rushler, and it just gets out at the line. Fire back in by Megan Gretsch. St. Pierre, going out of her net, finds her fellow Sault Ste. Marie born teammate Skylar Rushler. The only Northern Ontario born players on this Dolphins roster. Here's Sydney Bonus now. Along with Rushler, a pair of Boston Terriers coming across. Bonus top of the slot, looking to fire it, deflecting off of Rushler and in. Well, they don't ask you how, they ask you how many, and Skylar Rushler has hit double digits. Her 10th goal of the season, as the shot from Bonus came from the slot, deflecting off the skate of Rushler, and that will make it 6-0 Etobicoke with 12.5 to go in period 2. So Bonus, without a doubt, will pick up an assist, and it looks like Shannon Henshaw's day will come to an end. So in comes Paige Oliver. 2-8 on the season with a shutout, 3.29 and a .924. Devin Lang will also pick up an assist as Skylar Rushler scores her 10th of the season. Bonus with an assist, and Devin Lang getting the secondary. As the Dolphins now go up 6-0, matching their goal total from yesterday's win against Oakville. Now around the end wall, picked up by LaRock, I believe that is. Long range shot there from Lilia Hunter's blocked, and that one hit Van Volsen, and she's in some discomfort. Bouncing shot for the line, that one went wide. Van Volsen is hunched over but staying out there. She needs to get to the bench and quickly. That shot looks like hit her in the midsection where there's no protection. She's trying to skate it off, but you can tell she is in some discomfort, and she had just come back from suspension as well. And keep in mind, Dolphins are already short-staffed today, but now here's Ishmael on a breakaway. Sophia Ishmael on the first shot on the new netminder, Paige Oliver, and she scores. The first shot that Paige Oliver faces as Ishmael goes off to the races and scores on the breakaway to make it 7-0. Sophia Ishmael getting her 16th goal of the season as the Dolphins get lucky number 7. Devin Lang now has back-to-back assists here today, and she's got back-to-back secondary assists as she picks up the secondary assist on Sophia Ishmael's goal. Grace Van Volsen, who blocked the shot to make the play, and she gets rewarded with a primary assist. That is her 9th assist of the season, as Ishmael scores her 16th of the year and makes it 7-0 Etobicoke. Rachel Bishop intended there for box, but was turned over. Wildcats playing it up the middle. Could have had a 2-on-1 as Ella Warren couldn't receive a pass. Look out, Rachel Bishop doesn't see where the puck is. Now picked up by Layton, who's trying to drive it in. Approaching the halfway point of regulation as the Dolphins up by a lot. Devin Lang with 2 assists on the game. Ishmael, goal and an assist. Van Volsen, 2 assists. Haley Box, 2 goals, 1 assist. Megan Mossy, also 2 goals and an assist. Renee Bishop, pair of assists. Those are all the multi-point getters here so far this afternoon. Box for Renee Bishop. Across the red line, gets around the defender. Renee Bishop looks net front. Paige Oliver again coming in relief of Shannon Henshaw after allowing the 6th goal. And the first shot Paige Oliver faces was a breakaway for Sophia Ishmael, who makes no mistake to make it 7-0. Goes back to the line, and Mossy unfortunately cannot hold it in. Mossy retreating back, able to beat Leighton to the puck. Rushpler now comes into the zone. Rushpler, beautiful move by Rushpler, but she gets bodied to the ice by Peyton Burnett. All the way back into the Etobicoke zone it will go. As the Dolphins picking it up and moving it out. And they will do just that. As Megan Mossy currently sitting on another multi-goal performance for the 5th time this season. As a long range shot, that one redirected. And whoa, look how big hit in the corner as Maddie McCullough getting hit hard, and that's going to be a penalty against Windsor as Cassidy Cooper going to be sent off. We'll see what the call here is going to be. I imagine boarding. Nope, they will call body contact. So power play number 2 upcoming for Etobicoke. And they go on the power play. Here's Ishmael walking in. Backhand try was picked off, thrown to the line, but not out. Held in by Devin Lane. Van Volsen spinning around in the corner. Ishmael walks around the back of the net. Ishmael to the top of the slot for Rachel Bishop. Across now, Van Volsen walks in. Good to see her back on the ice after taking that shot in the midsection. Already a quarter of the way through this power play. Lang for Ishmael. For Van Volsen, back to Ishmael. They play pitch and catch. Ishmael for Van Volsen had it and lost it between her skates. Chance here for Southwest to clear, and they will do just that. Good job by them to pick it up and get it down, but they will probably have to do it again because here comes Etobicoke again. McCullough, drop pass intended. That one was nullified for the moment. That's Rachel Bishop trying to drive it across. Here's Mossy again, and it's the crossbar. Man, oh man. She almost replicated it again for what would have been her first hat trick of the season. My goodness. It's just freaky how good of a shot Megan Mossy has. Cross-ice pass intended for Mossy. Didn't get there. Diving play at the line by McCullough, but couldn't quite hold it in. Mossy now finds her teammate, but the Dolphins are offside. Just trying to do some research to see if Mossy has had a hat trick in her career. I don't believe she has, but we will verify that here in just a moment. Meanwhile, the Dolphins gain the line again. It's Renee Bishop. Mossy to the line now for Laura Rizzo. Mossy will take it down low, back over to Haley Box, who's on hat-trick watch along with Megan Mossy. Those are towards the net, was deflected by Kathnason just wide. 5 seconds left in the power play. One last chance here for the Dolphins. Renee Bishop gets reset. Power play is done. Etobicoke now 0 for 2 on the power play as we go back to even strength. Here's Box walking in, firing, pat save, rebound try. Couldn't quite tuck it in. Good save there by Paige Oliver to turn away a couple of box opportunities. Back to the line, Rizzo across Renee Bishop, trying to look into the slot there for Haley Box, but the pass was just off target. Mossy coming back. Plays it immediately up. Box for Kathnason across and looking for Renee Bishop. Looks net front. Looks not to pass. Now gets it to Waddick. Her shot. That one just going wide. Foul for the puck here behind the net as they continue to battle the official, letting play carry on here for the moment. As it's still in the corner now with 6 minutes to go in the period, thrown back to the line. As the Dolphins will lose it, and Windsor trying to bring it back up, but they can't. Here they come on a 2-on-1 now. Across the line comes Rushler, but the Dolphins are just offside. Again, I don't think Megan Mossy has scored a hat trick in her career. She has not for sure scored one here this season. This is her, as of right now, her 5th multi-goal game of the season, looking for her first hat trick of said season. Haley Box also looking for the hat trick, would be the 2nd of her career. As the Dolphins up 7-0 here on a Sunday afternoon. Their final home doubleheader weekend of the season, of the 2025 portion of the season, I should say. It's back to the blue line, nicely held in by Bonus, who creates the room. She gets tripped up, and a penalty is coming up to Lilia Hunter as she was trying to reach for the puck, but after leaving her stick outreach, trips up Bonus in the process. And Etobicoke is heading back to the power play for the 3rd time today. Face-off coming to the right of Paige Oliver, who has 2 of the 3 wins for Windsor Southwest this year. And again, despite having a losing record, a .924 save percentage is nothing to scoff at. That is very impressive stat lines for her. Product of Barrie, Ontario, 2009 birth year. So 3rd power play of the afternoon here for Etobicoke, looking for goal number 8 on the afternoon. Bonus as quickly getting it back to the net front. There was Rachel Bishop, but did not get it there. Cross-ice pass, Bonus finds Vicari, who walks in, fires. Nice glove stop made by Oliver. Rebound collected by the Dolphins quickly. Bonus behind the net. Rushler returns it to Bonus. They trade spots behind the goal. Rushler almost spun inside out. Bonus gets it back. Bonus protecting the puck. Minute 15 left in the power play. Drops it off. Rachel Bishop poked off her stick on a good play by Tristan Larocque to buy the Wildcats a little bit of time. Rachel Bishop brings it back in, gets around the defense. Benares Rochefort with an opening, tried to fire it, but the puck was poked off at the last possible moment, and it's sent back into the Etobicoke zone. 55 seconds left in the power play for the Dolphins. 0 for 2 on the power play thus far. Here's Ishmael coming in, face-off circle, tried to go cross ice, but was broken up on a good play there by Megan Jean, and it's played back to center by the Wildcats penalty killers. They have 35 seconds left to work with on this current penalty kill. Ishmael quickly across for Mossy. Taking a shot, was blocked, or actually stopped by Oliver, and the rebound was almost there for McCullough. Mossy for Ishmael, trying to return it to Mossy, but it was broken up by the Wildcats, but they can't get it out. Van Volsen keeps it moving. Back to the line, Waddick for Sophia Ishmael. Now behind the net, McCullough quickly in front. Ishmael one-timer, nice save made by Oliver. Ishmael back to the line with 10 seconds left in the power play. Here's Mossy, nice cross-ice pass. Ishmael walks in front. Van Volsen with a tap-in chance, and she is robbed by Paige Oliver. Van Volsen has had so many scoring opportunities this weekend, and the goaltenders have really kept her at bay. As Van Volsen has had some great looks, especially here this afternoon. Power play is officially done, by the way, as the Dolphins now go to 0 for 3 on the power play. Alexis Slota tried to burn it up the right side, but she lost a handle on it. Ishmael trying to dance around the defender, Lilia Hunter, who's fresh out of the penalty box, but was unsuccessful that time around. As it comes around the corner with 3 minutes to go in the second. From both knees, McCullough gets a nice sliding pass across. And Devin Lang sends it back into the corner. Lang with 2 assists on the day. Ishmael plays it net front. Down is Oliver, but able to kick that one away. Rebound collected and played into the corner by the Wildcats. They look to move it out now. And they will, courtesy of, believe that is Giroux. And indeed it is. The aforementioned Leah Giroux. Product of London. One of 4 London-born players on this roster. Or, pardon me, 5. Doing my quick count there. Comes to the left side. Haley Box, who again is still looking for the hat trick. Would be the second of the season for her. Here she comes now up the left side. Box brings it in, has an opening. Waits, tries to go cross ice. Is trying to set it up for Renee Bishop unselfishly. Now here's Bronwyn Kapnis. Picking it back up. Kapnis looks net front off of a stick. Bounces to the left-hand side as the Dolphins try to get reset. .110 seconds left to go in the second stanza. Here's a nice move by Kapnis, who walks in, fires, try to go upstairs on Oliver. The rebound chance on the left side. And it's collected by Renee Bishop. Back to the line, Mossy, back to Bishop, back to Mossy. She lets it fly. This time stays about at knee level. Wraparound opportunity. Oliver slides across and makes a great stop. And a few players falling down at the side of the net on a net front battle. As that looked like it was Bronwyn Kapnis with a chance, and we have a player down on the ice, and that's not good. That's Lilia Hunter, who's down on the ice. And in the midst of that scramble with all the players falling down, it looks like the players fell on top of Lilia Hunter, who is very slow to get up, and hopefully she's all right. And now Caitlin Phillips, the physiotherapist of the Etobicoke Dolphins, out to come check on Lilia Hunter as well, as one of the bench bosses for Windsor out there as well to check on the down player. And again, we hope that Lilia is all right. And she is going to get up under her own power, which is great to see. And she's going to head directly to the dressing room. So hopefully Lilia Hunter is all right after that a massive bodies that fell on top of her. You always hate to see a player go down in that fashion, but good to see her get up under her own power. So we hope the best for her, and hopefully she can return for the third period. 1:27 left to go here in the second period. 7-0 Etobicoke. 3 of their 7 goals have come here in period 2. Mossy, Rushler, and Ishmael getting the goals in the second period. Mossy has a pair on the game, as does Haley Box. They scored 2 goals in 28 seconds, one of which was shorthanded. Here's a chance in front for Renee Bishop. She sent that one just wide. He's back in front of the goal, looking to move it out. Here is Megan Gretsch. And back to the red line, Devin Lang for Box. As we're now in the final minute. Period number 2, Lang up the right side, Renee Bishop. Tied up by Gretsch. Cross-line pass picked up by Box. Box with a nice move to gain some ground on Lemieux. Goes back to the line, Waddick holding it in. Cross-line pass, Lang. Gets a quick return feed from Renee Bishop. Lang walking the line again for Renee Bishop. Nice curl and toe drag move. Bishop with the shot. Blocker stop made by Paige Oliver. Sent all the way back into the Etobicoke zone. 30 seconds left to go in the period. Lang back to get it. Kapnis up for Haley Box. Box bringing it in. Stops up on the left-hand side, turned it over. Here goes Annalise Layton the other way. 3-on-2 here for Windsor. Sends it towards the goal. Save made by St. Pierre. The rebound comes back to the side with 10 seconds to go in the period. They tie up along the boards. It's Rachel Bishop in there as well. And she's tied up there with Layton, and she takes a hack at the leg. And Renee Bishop's going to get a slashing call. Well, Rachel Bishop went hard for the battle behind the net, and it's the extra hack at the leg that draws the ire of the officials. So with 0.6 seconds left in the period, Windsor is going to have a power play to start period number 3. So they'll basically just drop the puck to the right of St. Pierre. And that'll do it for the second period. So 1 second ticks off of the power play for Windsor Southwest. It's their second of the afternoon. So they'll carry that power play into period number 3. But the Etobicoke Dolphins are in cruise control heading into the third period as they tack on another 3 in that frame. And they go up 7-0 after 40 minutes here at the FPC. We'll step out for a break. When we come back, we will get you caught up with your scoring summary, check the Hamilton on the scoreboard, and get you ready for period 3 as the Dolphins are 20 minutes away from their 23rd win of the season and looking to keep their win streak alive and well as they will play their final 20 minutes in the month of November as they are up 7-0 after 40 minutes here in Etobicoke. We'll be back with the third period in about 10 minutes. You're watching Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey on the Dolphins broadcast channel. And we're back at the Ford Performance Center. Thomas Mercier, welcome you back inside the Fin Tank. Not alone right now. We are currently joined by University of Minnesota commit Miss Adriana Milani. Adriana, obviously you're currently out with an injury, but your team has been on a roll this year, yourself alone as well. 29 points in 14 games. What's worked so well for your team this year?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Thomas. Yeah, it's been a great year. I think just coming into this year, we've really found our chemistry quick on, which has been great for us, and I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season here.
You are one of four commits actually to the University of Minnesota, along with Maddie McCullough, Megan Mossy, and Rachel Piggott. Mossy has been on some kind of a level this week, and she has another multi-goal game here today. She scored top shelf similar to what she did yesterday. And let's just talk about her real quick. Just the way she opens the ice and finds so much room and has arguably one of the best shots. What makes her such a dominating presence at the back end?
Yeah, absolutely. Moss is amazing. Her work ethic is unmatched, and honestly, the way she shows up every day is pretty amazing, and it's just kind of a testament to her success over the last little bit.
And Maddie McCullough hitting 50 points for the first time in her career, the first player to reach 50 points on the year. How special was it to find out that she was joining the Dolphins this offseason after, spending a couple of years with North York, and then comes in and immediately turns into arguably one of the best players in the league? How special of a player is she?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was so excited to hear that Maddie was coming to our team. She's been an awesome addition for us, and I'm super excited to continue to get to play with her.
Last question for you, Adriana. With Joe Bukovich back behind the bench officially going into next season, he's created such an amazing culture here in Etobicoke. The Dolphins going on to win the provincial championships last year, winning the Stony Creek Showcase this season, and you guys are well on your way to maybe repeating as provincial champions. What sets him apart from the other coaches in the Ontario Women's Hockey Association, and what makes Etobicoke, in your mind, probably the best culture I think we can say in Ontario? What stands alone from Etobicoke and the rest of the field?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the care that Joe has for this program. I mean, I'm super grateful that I've been able to be here over the last couple years and see the way this program has grown and what he's done for it. And yeah, I mean, I just think the resources that are available to us here, it makes us one of the top programs, if not the top program in women's junior hockey. So yeah, again, I'm super grateful that I get to call this place home.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, Adriana. We'll talk to you later this season.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's Adriana Milani, forward of the Etobicoke Dolphins and the commit to the University of Minnesota. Hoping to see her back in the lineup either later in December or sometime after the new year. Period number 3 underway here from Etobicoke as the Dolphins up 7-0. Ishmael brings it across the line, trying to dance her way in. Currently with a goal and assist on the game for her. Here's a forward pass by LaRock. That one's just out of the reach of her teammate. Lane will pick it up in the corner. And again, keep in mind, Windsor starting this period with 1:59 of their 2-minute power play underway. This is their second of the afternoon. The first power play they had, they gave up a short-handed goal that was registered by Haley Box, which was the second in 28 seconds back in period number 1. Slota lost the handle on it, got across the line. Wildcats are across the line of delayed offside, but speaking of delayed, we have a delayed penalty on the play. And it's going to be coming against Fiona Waddick. So now it's going to be a 5-on-3 power play for the Southwest Wildcats. Again, thank you to Adriana Milani for hopping on the broadcast here today to talk a little about the Etobicoke program. Currently out of the lineup and one of 4 University of Minnesota bound players on this roster. And I can promise you, if the Golden Gophers don't win a national title, I'd be stunned with the amount of talent they are going to have in their future. Sophie Lemieux taking a shot. Redirected as Slota had it teed up. But St. Pierre sliding across was ready for it, but the Dolphins couldn't get the Wildcats couldn't get the shot off. 25 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Picked up behind the net, Sophie Lemieux. Left side, Gretsch. Back up the middle for Couture, who brings it across the line. 10 seconds left in the 5-on-3 power play for Etobicoke. And the first half of this power play is over. Now back to 5-on-4. Here's a shot. That one went wide. Glove down in front. And the official will see that and blow the play dead immediately as a hand pass came right at the left side of St. Pierre. So that will bring the faceoff well outside of the Etobicoke defensive zone. Faceoff just in front of the Etobicoke bench. And here comes LaRock. LaRock with a backhander. Waffle bordered away there by St. Pierre. Sent down the ice as hunting it down will be Lilia Hunter, who's back to get it. Hunter controlling behind the net. Getting it up the left wing. Here's Layton. Layton the other way with 40 seconds left in the power play. She will send it down low. Look out! Rachel Bishop went crashing into the post. And hopefully she's all right. Bishop losing an edge trying to chase the dump in and went right into the post. And she's a little slow to get up, but she will get up under her own power. That was scary. We saw Lilia Hunter go down back in the second period after a mix-up at the right side of St. Pierre. And then just recently, Rachel Bishop went hard to the net. Speaking of Hunter, she is out on the ice for the third period. Great to see her back out there. Cooper getting a return pass at the line. 25 seconds left in this power play. She'll let it fly. Save made by St. Pierre. Dolphins looking to clear the rebound, and they will. Renee Bishop for rush player. She will come across the red line and dump it in. 10 seconds left in the power play for Windsor. They are going to go 0 for 3 on the power plays. They fail to convert on the only 5-on-3 of this hockey game. We're back to even strength. Solid penalty kill from the Dolphins, but Windsor had a couple good chances on that power play, but still have that goose egg up on the board. Cooper for Burnett. Backhand pass, able to find Couture, who had to come back across the blue line. Play to the middle circle now for Warren, who fires it in. Off the bounce, Mossy will play it. Mossy looking for her first hat trick in the U22 Elite Division. This is her 5th multi-goal game of the year. Bonus brings it in. Bonus lets it ride. That one was blocked by the near-standing defender. It's back behind the goal now as the Wildcats able to play it back out. Vicari will softly play it back in. Back to get it is Peyton Burnett for Warren. Comes back to center lane. Will retreat back to her own blue line and send it back down. Burnett looking to get after it. She will. Has Megan Jean behind the goal as well, trying to play it out, but the Wildcats turned over in the corner as Burnett lost it. At the line, Waddick sent it back down low for Maddie McCullough, who hit point number 50. It was the first player in the U22 division to do so, scoring her 24th goal of the season back in period 1. Cross-line pass, Waddick finds Lane, who lets it fly right into the crest of Paige Oliver. She will hold on with 15:27 remaining in period 3. Again, Oliver was not the initial starter here today. It was Shannon Henshaw, but she was pulled after the 6th goal. You cannot fault her for the way this game has gone, as the Dolphins clearly outmatching. Whoa, look out. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Fiona Waddick was going to the bench, and then she fell down, and she's holding her arm. That's not good. And she's going to be checked out by Caitlin Phillips. Meanwhile, here's Layton the other way, going from end to end. McCullough picks it back up in her D zone. 3-on-2 developing here for the Dolphins. Pass for Van Volsen went off of her backhand. Lemieux turned it over. McCullough down in the corner with 5 minutes gone. Now in period number 3, still 7-0 Etobicoke. Sent back down the ice by the Wildcats. This is going to be icing against Windsor Southwest, and a faceoff will come back in the Cats' defensive zone. And it looks like Fiona Waddick is all right. She's still checking her left elbow after that awkward spill to the right of her bench. Windsor Southwest trying to get it out once again. Play to the line, Rachel Bishop in the middle for Ishmael. Ishmael with some great stick handling work here. Ishmael continuing to open up some room across. Rachel Bishop looking to snap a pointless shot. She fires it and just missed it wide. And whoa, look out. Toe picking at the blue line was Laura Rizzo. And this will create a chance the other way. Emma home with a shot. Fire that one wide. Pardon me, that was actually Leah Giroux with the shot opportunity who sent it wide. Now here's Ishmael the other way. She'll lob it into the zone. McCullough will look to give chase. Her and Lilia Hunter will battle. Play back to center. On it is Devin Lang. Right side for Renee Bishop. Holm picks it up. She'll fire it back in. Had to get it is Lang from around the back of the net. Picked off by the Wildcats. Centering pass came in front, and LaRock, that puck did not cooperate with her. Coming the other way now is Bronwyn Kathnes. Kathnes to Renee Bishop, who drives the net on the backhand, but it was poked off of her stick. Good defensive play there by Ella Warren to break it up, as Renee Bishop was looking for the 8th goal. Lang playing it behind the goal. Renee Bishop from behind the net. Looking out front has Haley Boxer, who's looking for her 2nd hat trick of the season. Whoa, Renee Bishop maybe thinking of Michigan behind the goal there. But she thought twice about it, as now Box going to be rubbed up behind the goal. Kathnes for Box. Box walks the face-off circle out in front, looking for a tip in front. Renee Bishop didn't get a good enough piece of it. Now Kathnes down low. Bit of a misplay there by the Dolphins as it comes back to the line for Renee Bishop. Dances around the defender, but now needs to find it as we are inside 7 minutes gone in the period. And we'll get a stoppage as the puck was sent on goal, and Paige Oliver electing to hold on for a faceoff. Fiona Waddick back on the ice, which is good to see after taking that spill at the side of her bench. Faceoff coming up to the left of Paige Oliver. And a faceoff won by Windsor Southwest. Sent up the middle. Here come the Wildcats. Addison Bridgewater for Layton. Across the line. Tried to get a backhand pass down low. She'll now take Rachel Bishop into the corner. But the Dolphins pull it out. Here's Bonus the other way. Bonus fan on her pass. And coming back will be Kylie Couture. Trying to throw her off balance. Brought across the line now by Rushford. Trying to pull a windmill move. Got around Bridgewater, but lost the handle in the process. Vicari redirecting it back into the offensive territory. Behind the goal, it's Annalise Layton. Here she goes now with the puck. Layton gains the red line and dumps it in to complete a change here for the Wildcats. Waddick from behind the goal. Looking up ice. A few bodies getting in there. Now picked up by Vicari. Centering pass, Bonus. She'll try to bring it ahead, trying to go 1-on-4. Blew a tire across the line, and they're going to call a penalty here against Windsor Southwest, and they're going to call it tripping. Megan Gretsch appeared to have gotten the stick out in front of Sydney Bonus, who came across the line and fell. So this will be power play number 4 for the Dolphins. Already up 7-0 here with 11 3/4 of the third remaining. 0 for 3 on the power play so far are the Dolphins. Mossy out there on this power play leads the team in power play goals, which is also the second highest amongst players in the OWHA. Here's Ishmael from the side of the net. Playing in front is Paige Oliver, pushing off the post, unintentionally knocking the net off. So they'll have to put the net back on with 20 seconds gone in this power play. And again, Etobicoke going to be very busy over the next 5 games as they will partake in their biggest road trip of the season and one of their longest 5 straight games on the road, featuring games in Toronto, Ontario Hockey Academy, Nepean, East Ottawa, and Waterloo. Ishmael tried to go cross ice, but nicely picked off and sent down the ice by Tristan Larocque. St. Pierre will come out from behind the goal. Laura Rizzo. They're going to move it up ice. 2 assists in her 4 games as an AP for the Dolphins. Ishmael receives the drop pass. Ishmael walking in. Takes it around the back of the net. Ishmael out in front trying to look for Mossy for the hat trick perhaps. But the pass off target, and Etobicoke will come back to center. Mossy quickly back the other way, bringing it in. Mossy drops off for Ishmael. Ishmael, nice curl and toe drag move. Gets it back to the line for Lang. Lang across Ishmael. Ishmael waiting. Back to the line, Lang. Has a chance to shoot, and instead goes for Mossy. Mossy back into the corner, Ishmael. Nice move to create some room to get away from Burnett. Behind the goal, McCullough back over to Ishmael, back over to Burnett, back over to Ishmael, but maybe one pass too many as Burnett read it like a book. And the Wildcats will clear the zone. 25 seconds left in this Etobicoke power play. Again, their 4th of the afternoon, currently 0 for 3. Box couldn't receive the pass cleanly. Cooper back to get it, but Box is right back on it. Pass to the bottom of the circle there for Cathnis with a nifty little drop pass for Waddick halfway through the 3rd period now. By the way, shot on goal turned away by Oliver. Whoa, look out, official. Taking a spill, and she's hurt. Immediately blew the play dead. Uh-oh. Well, this is not good. Official immediately noticing something was wrong as she toe-picked and went down hard. But it looks like she is going to get up under her own power. As Caitlin Phillips was about to come out to check on her. So with 9:48 to go in the 3rd period, we will get a face-off, I believe will be in the Windsor Southwest zone. They're actually going to say the face-off will come outside. 3 seconds left in this power play. The face-off will indeed come outside the Wildcats blue line. So the Dolphins will officially now go 0 for 4 in the power play today. And we're back to even strength. Waddick trying to get around Hunter. Plays it down behind the goal. Waddick for Renee Bishop. Back behind the goal. Around it goes. Renee Bishop at the line, can't quite hold it in. As it's sent back the other way, Waddick will come back to get it. Waddick for Cathnis, couldn't quite pick it up cleanly. Etobicoke with a chance to move it out again. Haley Box the other way. Across the line, look out, couple players went falling to the ice. 9 minutes to go now in the period. As tied up behind the net, there's Renee Bishop and Sophie Lemieux. Mossy taking a shot through traffic. Rebound there for Renee Bishop, couldn't put it home. Paige Oliver out of position. Getting back up, playing in front now. Renee Bishop trying to drive through the middle again. Mossy with a backhander on goal. That one turned away by Oliver. Comes to the right side now, Bishop. Back to the line, Mossy looking for the hat trick. Mossy creating some room. Mossy, great move to come in. Trying to go backdoor for Cathnis, and the pass just off target. Mossy had the hat trick on her stick, but unselfishly sending it up for the call-up Bronwyn Cathnis, but could not get it home. What a move by Mossy. Just so dynamic with the puck. Vicari, right side in front now for bonus. Less than 8 to go in the period. Dolphins still up 7-0. All 7 of their goals coming back in the first and second periods. Mix up for the puck in the corner. Here is Rushler trying to pull it out. Bridgewater trying to find it here for Windsor. Back to the line, it's Mossy. She'll let it fly. Pad save by Oliver. Played to the line but not out. Held in by Rizzo. Now sent down the ice by Windsor Southwest. On goal it'll go, and Maya St. Pierre will immediately play it. The carry. Gains the blue line, dumps it on goal. Oliver plays it behind the net. Burnett. Backhand pass, trying to set up Alexis Slota. Slota trying to get around the carry, but the puck went off the linesperson. Now the other way, long range shot here from Leah Giroux. That one is blocked. From behind the goal, Rachel Bishop up for Rushler with Vicari. Coming across the blue line, she's onside. Jean from the corner. Tried to play it off the glass, but she airmailed it out of play. And face-off coming to the left of the netminder. As the Dolphins trying to get reset. Play back to center as we have 6:20 left to go here in period number 3. Goes into the corner as Van Volsen in the mix of it. Play back to the line, Rachel Bishop walking around the top of the circle. Back to the line, Ishmael. Nice nifty little move there by Ishmael, creates some room. Ishmael, another nice move. Ishmael, another move to the middle, plays it in front, they score. What a move from Sophia Ishmael to set up Maddie McCullough with her second of the day to make it 8-0. And that was one of the nicest assists you will see this year. As Sophia Ishmael sets up Maddie McCullough with her 25th goal of the season and her second of the day. Eight nothing Etobicoke. Van Volsen with her third assist of the day, getting the secondary helper on McCullough's goal at 14:09. Here's McCullough, now also on hat-trick watch. McCullough driving the net at the line! Kept out by Lilia Hunter. Mossy for McCullough. Through the middle she went, but lost the handle on it. 3 Dolphins now on hat-trick watch. Box, Mossy, and McCullough with 2 goals on the game. But it has been Megan Mossy essentially leading the way with 2 goals and an assist. Box has the same output. Ishmael to the line. Waddick into the corner for Cathnas. As we're now inside the final 5 minutes of period 3. As the Dolphins have made it a 8-0 game. Their first goal of the period. And McCullough's second of the afternoon. Puck's tied up in the corner, played back to the line. Held in by Waddick, throws it across, intended for Mossy. Great defensive play there by Ella Warren to break it up. But Mossy brings it right back in. Mossy for the hat trick. Missed it just over the net. And everyone kind of held their breath. Alexis Sloda tried to forward it. Trying to get a little help from Warren. Here comes Waddick across the line. Waddick from the top of the slot for Box. She's looking for the hat trick. Backhand pass to the net. It goes. And Oliver falls on top of it and will hold. As that one almost got behind her. Face-off coming up to the right of Paige Oliver. Haley Box wins the face-off. Comes to the line as Rizzo feeds Cathnas. Back behind the goal for Vicari. Or pardon me, that's Renee Bishop. My apologies. Back of the line, Rizzo with 4 minutes to go in the third. Behind the net, Cathnas. Stick lifted there by Peyton Burnett. They continue to battle. Jean also in there as well, but Cathnas fights her off and will keep the play going. Back to the line, Rizzo. Ooh, couldn't quite hold the line as Couture forced her back out. That'll be offside against Etobicoke. 3:34 to go here in the third period. 8-0 to Etobicoke as McCullough gets her second of the day and 25th goal of the season. As Maddie McCullough is now 3 goals shy of tying a single season high for goals in a season. She had 28 last year as a member of the Durham West Lightning. She is well on her way to surpassing that. Here's a centering pass as Rachel Bishop scores. Rachel Bishop has snapped the pointless drought. Her first point in nearly 10 games. And that must feel really good for her to make it 9-0. Rachel Bishop with her third goal of the season and her first point in nearly 10 contests. Skylar Rushler and Sydney Bonus pick up the assist at 16:46. Rachel Bishop with her third goal of the season. As Etobicoke now goes up 9-0. And with that, every player on the ice surface, aside from Laura Rizzo, has a point today. That's very impressive. And now here goes Skylar Rushler the other way. Rushler fires, just went wide of the net. So Laura Rizzo and Maya St. Pierre, the only players held pointless here this afternoon. Everyone else has a point or more. Leading the way, though, Grace Van Volsen, Megan Mossy, and Haley Box, as well as Sophia Ishmael with 3 points each. Around the boards it goes. 2 minutes left to go in period number 3. As the Dolphins are going to pick up their 23rd win of the season and remain undefeated on home ice. Mossy in front, tapped in front by Van Volsen, save made by Oliver. The rebound comes back to the side of the goal. Ishmael couldn't get it net front. Here's Rizzo at the line, across for Mossy. Mossy spins at the top of the circle, creating some room. Now for Van Volsen, she shoots, glove save by Oliver, and holds on for the rebound with 88 seconds left to go in this one. Next home game for the Junior Dolphins, Sunday, December 21st against the Blue Water Hawks, will be their final game of 2025. As the Dolphins continue their dominating presence here in the U22 division, leading the way and will remain in first place with yet another weekend sweep. Ishmael drives it in to the left side. She'll go into the corner as her and McCullough looking to pick it up with 1:10 left. Windsor looking to move it out. Sent into the zone by Lilia Hunter. Final minute of period number 3 is underway as Rachel Bishop will throw it across. Long pass down the left side. Maddie McCullough, who is the first player to reach 50 points on the season. Now looking for the hat trick as well. Her shot turned away by Paige Oliver. She gets her own rebound out of the corner. Backhand pass in front for Ishmael. What a pass. Ishmael shoots. Oliver the save. 30 seconds left to go. Warren through the middle for Layton. Layton trying to dance around Waddick. Unsuccessful there. Now 20 seconds remain. Dolphins will move it out. Haley Box centering pass for Renee Bishop. Fights off the defender. Bishop driving with a power move through the middle. Lost the handle on it as it's played back to the line. Megan Mossy, one last chance for the hat trick. Will not get it, but she puts on another impressive performance this afternoon. One last chance. Here's Kathis driving in at the buzzer. Is denied by Paige Oliver. And with that, Finns win. Finns win. The Dolphins win and sweep yet another home doubleheader weekend series. Another outstanding performance from the Dolphins as Maya St. Pierre picks up her third shutout of the season. And the Etobicoke Dolphins defeat the Windsor Southwest Wildcats by a 9-0 final. What an effort from this Dolphins team after a really close game yesterday. Until about the third period was when they blew it open. And Etobicoke gets it done here today with a decisive 9-0 victory. As we now go over the players of the game. hard to pick on the Windsor side of things when it comes to players that really stood out to us, but I think we'll give the shout out to Lilia Hunter, who, even though was held off the score sheet here today, she left with an injury, came back, finished the game, so got to give her credit for that. And player of the game on the Etobicoke side of things, you have to give it to Megan Mossy. I mean, how can you not? Even though she didn't have the most points on the ice, she was a stud tonight. 2 goals, 1 assist, her 5th multi-goal game of the season. She was stunning here today and more than deserving of our player of the game award. As one last time, let's bring in Adriana Milani as the Dolphins close out another weekend home doubleheader, their final one of 2025, Adriana, and another great effort from your team here today. I got to imagine you're itching to get back onto the ice, but the Dolphins just looking even more dominant than last season, and you got to imagine that the vibes remaining high in the locker room after another weekend sweep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really happy with our team's effort over these last 2 games, and yeah, I mean, I'm really excited to get back here for Kitchener tournament.
Yeah, that Kitchener tournament is coming up very, very soon as your teammate Venucio closing to return as well. Maddie Libera's getting close as well. You're getting close. Rachel Piggott, she'll be back soon, currently dealing with a suspension as well. So, considering that this Etobicoke team is not at full strength right now, it's scary how dangerous they are, even with all the bodies that are down on the ice. But I got to imagine, even though you have faced some adversities, this is a well-knitted group, just, in terms of goal differential and just how cohesive of a unit this team is. What has been the strongest bond for your team?
Yeah, I think it just kind of speaks to our culture, what's inside the locker room there. We're a really close group, and I think it's really shown here on the ice, just the way we're able to all have really great chemistry together no matter who everybody's playing with. One
thing I got to ask you, as a dual citizen, of course, you were born in the United States, lived in Oakville. Obviously you've played at the national level for the United States of America, but also you are eligible to play for Team Canada. You've been to national tournaments for Hockey Canada as well. Is it kind of unique to be one of the rare dual citizens in this league?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was super grateful for the opportunity. I got to have experience with the U.S. there. But, yeah, I mean, I've grown up playing in Canada, playing with my brother in Ontario here. But, yeah, it's really great. I'm really looking forward to my future here in Canada as well.
Well, Adriana, we won't hold it up much longer. Thanks for hopping on in the third period, and go celebrate the win with your team.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Once again, Adriana Milani, the Minnesota Golden Gopher, soon to be in her future, and she is ready to come back to action for her Etobicoke Junior Dolphins, who pick up a decisive 9-0 victory here this afternoon over Windsor Southwest. Next home game for the Junior Dolphins will be their last of 2025. They will host Blue Water December 21st on Sunday afternoon. But this will be our final broadcast of 2025. We will be back in February one last time this season, but it has been an absolute pleasure spending time with you here in Etobicoke. And on behalf of my family and the entire Etobicoke Dolphins organization, whatever you celebrate this holiday season, please enjoy it safely and enjoy it with the ones that you care for the most. And thank you so much for welcoming me into your locker rooms in the year 2025. It was a very special year to be part of this Dolphins organization, and I can't wait to be back here in February to call one more weekend for the Junior Dolphins. Once again, your final score here from Etobicoke. The Dolphins shut out Windsor by a score of 9-0 here this afternoon at the Ford Performance Center. That's going to do it for us here from Etobicoke. On behalf of our entire crew, my name is Thomas Mersey. I've been the voice of your Etobicoke Junior Dolphins. Thank you so much for spending your weekend again here with us. We'll talk to you again for another presentation of Etobicoke Junior Dolphins hockey here on the Dolphins Broadcast Channel. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening.